Divine detours, what an interesting phrase, isn't it? We often think of detours as inconveniences, interruptions in our carefully planned lives. Yet sometimes these unexpected turns are not random disruptions, they're deliberate interventions, paths designed to lead us somewhere far greater than we could have imagined. They push us out of our comfort zones, force us to pause, and most importantly, make us grow. Think about it. How many times have you planned something meticulously only to find the outcome completely different from what you envisioned? At first, it's frustrating. It's easy to ask, why me or why now? But when you take a moment to reflect, you realize those detours were the moments when you learned the most about yourself. They challenge your perspective, your resilience, and even your faith. Let me give you a relatable example. Imagine you're on a road trip and suddenly the main road is closed. You're forced onto a winding, unfamiliar path. At first you're annoyed, but as you drive, you discover breathtaking scenery you'd never have seen otherwise, a hidden waterfall, a quaint little town, or even just the beauty of the road itself. Life's detours are much the same. They may not look appealing initially, but they often reveal treasures along the way. Now, what makes a detour divine? It's that sense of purpose of something greater at play. It's as if the universe or God or whatever higher power you believe in is gently steering you toward your true destination, a destination you might not have chosen for yourself, but one that's infinitely better. These moments remind us that while we make plans, there's a bigger plan at work. But divine detours aren't just about reaching a new destination, they're about who we become in the process. They teach us patience when things don't go as expected, humility when we realize we can't control everything, and courage to step into the unknown. They shape our character and deepen our faith in ways that easy, straightforward paths never could. And here's the beautiful thing: when you embrace these detours, you don't just transform yourself, you inspire others. People are drawn to stories of perseverance, of finding meaning in chaos, of seeing beauty in the unexpected. By living with faith and resilience through your detours, you unknowingly become a beacon for others navigating their own twists and turns. So as we embark on this journey of understanding divine detours, I invite you to reflect on your own life. Think of a time when a detour, though challenging, led to something better. Hold on to that memory, because it's proof that every twist and turn has its purpose. And as we continue, let's explore how these divine interruptions not only shape us, but also draw people toward us in the most profound ways. Life has a way of surprising us, doesn't it? Just when we think we have everything figured out, it throws us a curveball, a sudden change, an unexpected twist that leaves us scrambling to make sense of it all. These moments can feel unsettling, even unfair. But if we're willing to look closely, they often hold something extraordinary, a chance to grow, to learn, and to find beauty in places we never thought to look. Embracing the unexpected is not easy. Our natural instinct is to resist it. We cling to the comfort of predictability, to the plans we've worked so hard to put in place. But life isn't linear, it's dynamic and ever-changing. The beauty of the unexpected lies in its ability to surprise us, to remind us that we are not in full control, and perhaps we don't need to be. Let me share a story. There was a young woman who had her entire life mapped out. She knew where she was going to study, the career she'd pursue, even where she'd live. But then, out of nowhere, life threw her a massive detour. Her plans unraveled, and she found herself in a situation she never anticipated. At first, she fought it, frustrated and confused. But as time went on, she began to see the unexpected path as an opportunity. She discovered new passions, met people who profoundly impacted her life, and ultimately ended up in a place that was far more fulfilling than anything she could have imagined. We've all had moments like this. Maybe it was a career setback that forced you to discover your true calling. Perhaps it was a relationship that didn't go as planned, leading you to someone who better understood and valued you. These twists and turns are rarely enjoyable in the moment, but they often bring us exactly what we need: growth, clarity, and sometimes even a touch of grace. The key to embracing the unexpected is trust, not just in the process, but in yourself. Trust that you have the strength to navigate uncertainty, the wisdom to adapt, and the courage to move forward, even when the path ahead is unclear. It's about shifting your perspective from why is this happening to me to what can I learn from this. It's not about ignoring the challenges or pretending they don't hurt. It's about finding the silver linings, the lessons, the hidden blessings that are often tucked inside the unexpected. And here's the thing, when you open yourself to the unexpected, you also open yourself to possibilities. You allow room for life to surprise you in the best ways, to lead you to places you wouldn't have gone on your own. It's in these moments that you discover resilience you didn't know you had, creativity you didn't know you possessed, and joy you didn't know was waiting for you. So the next time life throws you a curveball, take a deep breath and lean into it. Trust that the detour is taking you somewhere meaningful. Remember that the unexpected is often where the magic happens. And when you do, you'll find that not only can you navigate life's twists and turns, you can thrive in them, becoming stronger, wiser, and more open to the beauty of the journey ahead. When life takes an unexpected turn, it's easy to feel isolated, as though you're the only one navigating uncharted territory. But if you take a moment to look around, you'll notice something extraordinary: the people who step into your life during these detours. These relationships, whether they're new connections or deepened bonds with those already close to you, become lifelines. They remind us that while the path may be uncertain, we never have to walk it alone. In times of upheaval, relationships take on a unique significance. They become the mirrors that reflect our strength back to us when we can't see it ourselves. Think of a moment when someone stood by you during a difficult time, not to fix things, but simply to be present. That kind of support doesn't erase the challenges, but it makes them bearable. It reminds you that no matter how hard things get, there's someone in your corner. Now, relationships don't just help us survive detours, they help us thrive through them. They teach us about patience, forgiveness, and understanding. Imagine a couple facing an unexpected financial setback. At first, the stress might strain their relationship, but as they navigate the challenge together, they learn to communicate better, to prioritize what truly matters, and to celebrate the small victories along the way. By the end of the journey, their bond is stronger than it was before. The same is true for friendships. There's something uniquely beautiful about the friends who step up when life gets messy. They're the ones who listen without judgment, who show up uninvited with coffee or a kind word, who remind you that you don't have to carry the weight of the world on your own. These moments reveal the depth of your connections, proving that the people who truly care will stand by you no matter what. Even in professional settings, relationships play a crucial role during detours. A mentor offering guidance during a career pivot, a colleague providing encouragement when a project goes sideways, or even a stranger who shares a piece of advice that sticks with you. These interactions can shape your journey in profound ways. But relationships during life's detours aren't just about receiving support, they're also about giving it. When we face challenges, we develop empathy, a deeper understanding of what others might be going through. And that empathy compels us to reach out, to extend a helping hand to someone else who's struggling. It's a cycle. The more support we give, the more connected we feel, and the more resilient we become. The beauty of relationships in these moments is that they often lead to unexpected joy. It might be the laughter shared during a tough time, or the gratitude that comes from realizing how much people care. These moments remind us of what truly matters, not the plans we make or the goals we achieve, but the connections we forge and the love we share along the way. So as you navigate your own divine detours, remember this: no one walks the journey alone. Lean into the relationships that sustain you. Be the kind of person who uplifts others. Because in the end, it's not the destination that defines the journey, it's the people who walk it with you. Life's detours don't just challenge us, they shape us. They give rise to stories, powerful narratives of resilience, growth, and transformation. And often these stories begin in the innocence of childhood, a time when life's twists and turns are seen through curious, hopeful eyes. Take, for instance, the story of two children, Hasib and Aisha. They grew up in a small, bustling town full of dreams as vivid as the skies they played under. Hasib, a lively boy with a love for adventure, believed he was destined for greatness. Aisha, with her thoughtful and nurturing nature, saw beauty in everything, even the smallest details. Their days were simple, filled with laughter, schoolwork, and the kind of friendship that felt unbreakable. But life, as it often does, had other plans. One day, an unexpected event turned their world upside down. Their school, a place they loved and felt safe, had to close indefinitely due to unforeseen circumstances. For two young children, it was a detour they didn't see coming. Suddenly, their routines were disrupted, their familiar world changed. At first, they struggled to make sense of it all. Hasib felt restless without his adventures on the schoolyard, while Aisha missed the comfort of her structured days and the companionship of her classmates. Yet, as they began to adjust to this new reality, something beautiful happened. They found new ways to grow, ways that were not part of the original plan, but were undeniably meaningful. Hasib discovered a hidden talent for storytelling. He would gather the neighborhood kids in the evenings, spinning tales of heroes and far-off lands, using his imagination to transport them beyond their challenges. Aisha, on the other hand, found joy in helping others. She started a small garden in her backyard, teaching younger children how to plant seeds and nurture them, showing them that even in uncertainty, growth was possible. Their detour, while difficult, brought out qualities they didn't know they possessed. It also deepened their bond. Hasib and Aisha leaned on each other, inspiring one another to see the silver lining in their situation. Their friendship became a source of strength, not just for themselves, but for their community. They reminded everyone around them that even when life doesn't go as planned, it can still lead to something extraordinary. There's something magical about the energy we radiate when we embrace life's detours with faith and determination. It's as though the world begins to notice, people start to take interest, and before you know it, they're drawn to your journey. They come running not because they're curious about your struggles, but because they're inspired by your resilience, your courage, and your ability to keep moving forward despite the odds. Think about it. We're naturally drawn to stories of perseverance, the kind that show us what's possible when we refuse to give up. When you take on life's challenges with an open heart and a steady resolve, you don't just navigate your own path, you light the way for others. This isn't about pretending everything is perfect or denying the pain and frustration that can come with life's detours. It's about being authentic, showing that even when things are tough, you can choose hope over despair. And that authenticity, it's magnetic. People connect with it because it reminds them they're not alone in their struggles. Let me share a real-world example. Imagine someone who loses their job unexpectedly. It's a painful and uncertain time. But instead of succumbing to defeat, they decide to pivot. They take the opportunity to pursue a passion they've always put on hold, starting a small business, writing a book, or learning a new skill. Along the way, they share their journey, the setbacks, the breakthroughs, the small wins that keep them going. What happens next? People start to notice. They see the determination, the creativity, the refusal to give up. Friends offer encouragement. Strangers reach out with opportunities. And suddenly this person's journey becomes a source of inspiration for others. Their willingness to embrace their detour becomes a rallying point, drawing people together in unexpected and beautiful ways. This isn't just about grand gestures or dramatic transformations. It can be as simple as showing kindness when you're going through a hard time or finding joy in the little victories. When you embody those qualities, you create a ripple effect. People are inspired to do the same, to face their own challenges with a bit more courage and hope. But there's another layer to this. When others come running, they're not just there to cheer you on, they're also there to contribute to your journey. They bring ideas, opportunities, and perspectives you might not have considered. They remind you that no matter how daunting the detour feels, you don't have to walk it alone. And in turn, your story becomes a source of strength for them. This cycle of inspiration and support is one of the most beautiful aspects of navigating life's detours. It shows us that even in our most uncertain moments, we're part of something bigger, a community of people who lift each other up, who see the potential in every challenge, and who believe in the power of perseverance. So the next time you find yourself on an unexpected path, remember that how you handle it matters not just for you, but for those around you. When you choose to move forward with grace and determination, you're not just transforming your own life, you're inspiring others to join you on the journey. And in the end, that's what makes every detour worthwhile. As we reflect on the twists and turns of life, it's impossible to ignore the role of faith, resilience, and togetherness. These aren't just lofty ideals, they're the core principles that guide us through the moments when life takes us on unexpected detours. They're what keep us grounded when the road ahead feels uncertain, and what give us the courage to keep going even when we're unsure of the destination. Faith is often the first thing we lean on when faced with a detour. It's that quiet assurance that even though we can't see the whole picture, there's a purpose to the journey. Faith doesn't eliminate the challenges, but it gives us the strength to face them. It reminds us that every detour, no matter how difficult, has the potential to lead us somewhere meaningful. Think of it like walking through a foggy forest. You may not see the path clearly, but you trust that each step will bring you closer to the clearing. Resilience, on the other hand, is what keeps us moving. It's the ability to adapt, to rise after every fall, and to find the determination to keep going even when the journey feels impossible. Resilience isn't something we're born with. It's something we build piece by piece through every challenge we face. And the beautiful thing about resilience is that it grows stronger the more we use it. Every detour, every unexpected turn becomes an opportunity to strengthen that inner resolve. But resilience doesn't happen in isolation. That's where togetherness comes in. Life's detours often have a way of bringing people closer. They remind us of the importance of connection, of leaning on one another for support and encouragement. Think about the moments when you faced a significant challenge. How often has the presence of someone else made all the difference? Maybe it was a friend who listened, a family member who offered a helping hand, or even a stranger whose kindness restored your hope. Togetherness gives us the courage to face life's uncertainties because we know we're not alone. These three principles, faith, resilience, and togetherness, work together in perfect harmony. Faith gives us the belief that the journey is worth it. Resilience gives us the strength to keep going. And togetherness gives us the support we need along the way. They remind us that even when life doesn't go as planned, there's still so much to be grateful for: the lessons we learn, the connections we deepen, and the opportunities we discover to grow. And here's the most profound part: when we embrace these principles, we don't just navigate life's detours, we thrive in them. We become the kind of people who inspire others, who draw strength from the unexpected, and who find joy even in the midst of uncertainty. We realize that the journey isn't just about reaching a destination, it's about the person we become along the way and the people we impact through our story. So as we come to the end of this journey of understanding divine detours, let's take a moment to celebrate the power of faith, resilience, and togetherness. Let's embrace the twists and turns of life with an open heart, trusting that each step is leading us towards something beautiful. And most importantly, let's walk this path together, knowing that with each other's support, there's no detour we can't overcome when life takes an unexpected turn. We often find ourselves questioning the purpose of it all. We ask why this detour, why now it's easy to feel lost when things don't go according to plan. But sometimes it's precisely in those moments of uncertainty that we discover our true purpose. These detours, as inconvenient or frustrating as they may seem, have a way of redirecting us towards something greater than we ever could have imagined. Take a moment to think about the times in your life when you felt like you were completely off course. It might have been a career change, a sudden move to a new place, or the end of a relationship. In those moments, it felt like everything was falling apart. But looking back now, you might see that those very experiences were what brought you to the person you are today. The detours revealed parts of yourself you didn't know existed. They exposed your strengths, your resilience, and your capacity for growth. Sometimes life's detours take us to places where we are forced to reflect on what truly matters. For example, someone may lose a job and feel completely adrift, unsure of what comes next. But in that space of uncertainty, they may rediscover their passion, something they love doing, but had put aside for the sake of routine or stability. It might be painting, writing, teaching, or starting a business. These passions had always been there, lying dormant, waiting for the right moment to resurface. And this unexpected detour becomes the catalyst that sparks a new sense of purpose, leading them to a path they may never have chosen for themselves, but one that feels more aligned with who they truly are. When we face a detour, it often forces us to step out of our comfort zones and rethink our goals. We may realize that the destination we thought we were heading toward wasn't the right one after all. The detour provides the space to explore new paths, to take risks, and to consider opportunities we might have overlooked in the past. But these shifts aren't always immediate. Sometimes it takes time to uncover the purpose behind the detour. It's only after we've traveled the unfamiliar road for a while that we begin to understand the lessons it holds. And that's when we realize the detour wasn't an obstacle, it was a blessing in disguise. It was guiding us to a place where we could truly thrive, a place where we could find fulfillment in ways we hadn't even considered. Think about how many people have found their true calling after a major life change. People who were once in stable jobs, only to find themselves unexpectedly out of work. Later discover a passion for helping others, teaching, or advocating for causes they never had time for before. These people didn't just stumble onto a new career, they found a deeper sense of meaning. Their detour led them to purpose, often because they were forced to reassess their priorities and align their work with their values. In a way, the detour serves as a reset, a reminder that life isn't just about reaching a destination, but about the journey we take and the lessons we learn along the way. It encourages us to stop, reflect, and ask ourselves, what do I truly want? What is important to me? What impact do I want to make in the world? Ultimately, it's in embracing these moments of uncertainty that we discover what we're truly capable of. The detour forces us to redefine success. It helps us let go of the need for control and allows us to trust that the journey will lead us to exactly where we need to be. And when we let go of the need to have everything figured out, we open ourselves up to new possibilities, new opportunities, and new experiences that might just change the course of our lives. So as you navigate your own divine detours, remember that even though the road may not always be clear, it is often in those very moments of uncertainty that your true purpose will reveal itself. The detour is not a detour at all. It's the path to something greater, something more aligned with your authentic self. And that is the greatest gift life can give you, in a world that's always pushing us toward the next milestone, the next achievement. It's easy to forget the value of the journey itself. We often focus on the destination, whether it's reaching a career goal, finding the perfect relationship, or crossing a personal finish line. We think that once we reach that point, once we achieve that thing we've been striving for, then we'll feel fulfilled. But the truth is, life isn't just about where we end up. It's about the experiences we gather along the way, the lessons we learn, and the people we meet on the journey. When we're faced with life's detours, it's easy to become fixated on the destination, the place where we thought we were headed before everything changed. But what if the real reward isn't in reaching that original goal? What if the real treasure lies in the unexpected twists, the moments that seem small at the time, but in hindsight are the true markers of growth and joy? It's in the detours that we find the richness of the journey. When things don't go according to plan, we're forced to slow down and reconsider what really matters. We find ourselves appreciating things we might have taken for granted before, a conversation with a loved one, a walk in the park, a quiet moment of reflection. It's in these moments that we find joy, not because we've achieved something great, but because we've embraced the journey itself. Take, for instance, someone who sets out on a grand adventure, perhaps a long-awaited trip to a foreign country, only to encounter unexpected delays or setbacks along the way. While at first these delays might feel like a burden, over time, they can offer something far more valuable than a smooth journey ever could. It's in these unplanned moments that the traveler may discover a hidden gem of a cafe, forge a connection with a local, or stumble upon a quiet spot that offers a breathtaking view. These moments are the true rewards, the ones that enrich our lives far beyond any destination we could have planned for. The same applies to life's detours. It's easy to become so focused on where we thought we were going that we forget to appreciate where we are right now. The detour may seem like an inconvenience, but it's actually an invitation to be present, to savor the current moment. The path might not be what you expected, but in those unexpected twists, there are countless opportunities for growth, joy, and connection. When we celebrate the journey, we begin to understand that life isn't a race, it's a series of moments. Some of them planned, some of them unexpected, all of them significant. We learn to value the small victories, the moments of clarity, the feelings of gratitude, the connections we make, and the resilience we build. Each of these moments is a stepping stone, guiding us toward a deeper understanding of who we are and what we truly want out of life. Let's not forget that life itself is a series of detours. We are constantly changing, evolving, and shifting direction. The road we start on may not be the one we finish, but that doesn't mean we failed. It means we've embraced the journey and allowed it to shape us into something more than we could have imagined. And when we start to value the journey, we find that life becomes less about checking things off a list and more about experiencing the richness of each moment. We start to appreciate the unexpected, the imperfections, and the detours that lead us to places we never thought we'd go. We begin to understand that each step, no matter how small or uncertain, is a part of the beautiful, messy, and unpredictable adventure that is life. So as you move through life's twists and turns, remember to celebrate the journey. Don't rush past the moments that matter most. Savor the detours, the setbacks, and the unplanned stops along the way. Because in the end, it's not just the destination that defines us, it's how we navigate the path that gets us there. The journey, with all its unexpected turns, is where the true beauty of life lies.